All right, there we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the jungle.
Have fun games.
Hey, Jenny. Hey, Bill.
Hey,
Hey, hi.
we on recess now.
Uh-oh, T-Bear.
Uh-oh. Keep it cool now, Jenny Lane. Oh,
PG?
let
What,
me tell yes,
PG-13?
definitely PG, but let me tell you this part. Drum roll.
No
I,
cucumbers? I got it.
that's right. I'm driving. I'm the bus driver.
That's a bananaed
I'm
word
driving
that
this
does
bus.
not exist here.
Oh my
I
gosh.
respect
Last
your
night,
space.
one of the funniest things that I had heard was last night when Alien T said, Karen, I'm driving the bus.
I missed it. I missed it
I'm
last
driving
night.
this bus
Damn.
now or something. I laughed about that all day at work. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that could have come out better, maybe. I don't know. It
Oh,
just
it
kind
was
of came out.
perfect.
I like it.
It was
I
funny.
like it.
Oops, I didn't mean to take a screenshot. I got a new phone, and if you push one side of the phone,
Hello.
it actually does it. Well, there we go. Yeah, so that was so funny. I said, he has really got some control stuff happening. Like, he's a bus driver now.
What happened? What happened?
It was
Like
something
sometimes.
because you know how he likes to keep the person going?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Karen was talking and then she asked a question and they got to talking amongst themselves.
Oh, was Karen up
I
again
don't
on
remember.
Friday?
I don't remember who it was.
Or was
It
that
was
on
Karen.
I
Wednesday?
And
remember
she
that two or three people started talking, and my OCD kicked in. There.
oh, it was so funny. It was so
Love
funny. He
it.
goes, I'm driving this bus right now.
Azrael describes it as like we're going on a field trip.
I
So
love
whenever he
that.
says like we're going on a field trip, I imagined T Bear as the bus driver being like, "Kids, I see you in the mirror. Keep it
And me and Jenny
down.
Lane's in the back
Keep it
seat.
down. I'm trying to focus." Yeah, I'm like throwing paper and shit.
Oh
How
my
many times
God.
did you end up in the principal's office? Just curious.
Me?
Actually, I was a very good girl. I was a very, very good girl because my mother was within the school system. So if I did something, it was an immediate call to her. So I was the epitome of a good girl. The only time I got detention was when I left the school grounds to go to D'Angelo's and my field hockey coach caught me sneaking back in. And I cried. I cried all through detention and I got busted at home. No, my parents were very authoritarian, T-Bear, and my actions very much had consequences, and they were very disciplined, and no physical discipline, and no yelling. But boy, like when you have two teachers as parents, they know exactly how to look at you. They just put their glasses down on their nose and just look at you, and it will stop certain behavior. I call it the teacher look.
You did a great job, Jenny, because you're amazing.
I agree.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well,
Yeah.
I did rebel. I did rebel very, very bigly. Uh, when I got a car, I went off the deep end, but I was still trying. They loved me. It was just a lot of like suffocating love, and a lot of people talk about how great it would be if their parents loved them like that. But it's just the other end of the
Right.
pendulum. You don't have freedom. And like Tehitchnahat Han says, in true love, you give your beloved freedom. And that's something that I've been trying to live by. And that includes your children. Sometimes you want to wrap them up in cotton and make sure that they don't fall. But like what I'm doing with my mom now, and she actually fell the other day, I have to let her fall. So she learns the hard way, the same exact way that my parents did with me.
It's okay.
She was more than okay. She was sitting down on the ground and she was like, "What do we do now?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I can't pick you up." So I called the firemen and we had like five very attractive firemen in the house and she wasn't hurt. She was living it up with the attention. She was taking pictures. She had all these men giving her hugs and holding her and lift. I swear she tripped over the cat on purpose. She was good. She's good.
She was taking pictures. That's funny.
She was from the floor. That's my mom. That's my mom, the mamarazzi.
Of the fireman. That is funny.
Marazzi? Oh, that's cool.
Because she was a teacher, but she had a video business on the side, with those old like big ass video cameras, and she always had a camera, and she's very talented with photography. So I had a video camera and a camera like smushed in my face ever since I was a baby. So I call her the mamarazzi.
That's wild.
Okay, Tina, take it away. Let's drive this bus.
Oh no, I'm see, I be in the comments now. No, I mean I was always in the principal's office. They always called me in. They always wanted me. I was a clarifier. I always had to go in and say, "Did this really happen? Did it not really happen?" Because I would tell the truth.
To hear a story.
Oh no, no.
Today, maybe next
Yeah,
weekend.
another day, another day.
I had
But
a
yeah,
I had a principal follow me from junior junior to high school. Like he was my junior high principal, right? And that was like when I
Oh
started to be in
no.
trouble. And then he decided that he was going to be the principal at the high school. And him and my mom thought they were, or stepmom, were so slick. And they tried to like team up and like create this plan where I wouldn't skip school. And they'd be like, well, at 8:10, after school has begun, you can bring her to the front of the building and I will walk her to her classes. And I'm like, really?
he's
So
like
they
bigger
walked
than
me
the
to,
other
he would,
girl.
right? He would walk me
Mm-mm.
to my first class, and then I'd be like in the middle of class, I'd be like, I have to go to the bathroom. And the teacher had no choice but to let me go to the bathroom. So then I take off. And I mean, like, really? What
Your
are you guys
escape
gonna
plan.
do? It was, yes. Like, come on
That
now.
sucks though, Robin.
It
Usually when you
did.
get to high school, you get like a clean slate and you're like, okay, this one doesn't really know me that much.
Right.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
He like even there was times when like he would even like come and like stand in the class doorway and like walk me to the bathroom and then walk me back to class, and I'm like, bro, you have to go somewhere sometime, somebody's gonna fight or something, you know what I mean? And the minute he would be gone, I would be out of there.
See that. What did you do when you
I
skipped
mean,
school?
when I so okay, like honestly, the first time I ever skipped school, I skipped school to go mudding in a truck, in a four-wheel drive truck, because it had rained and it was really freaking awesome. So I was like, yes, this is so cool. So that was why I started to skip school, was on rainy days. But then then I decided I was just bored and I didn't fit in with this group or that group or that group or whatever, and it just sucked. So I like went and I started learning how to shoot pool at this pool hall called Missouri Breaks. And the guy, so the family that owns like the McDermott pool cues, they a relative, I guess, would be the appropriate answer for that. He would actually go down there during the day and he would practice his pool shooting skills and like abilities, and he would have new sticks. And so he actually started teaching me how to shoot pool. And I was like, oh, well, this is far more interesting than school is. So yeah, that's what I started doing that for.
Seems like you had fun though.
Bro, I had a blast. Like in all
Bro,
honesty,
bro, I had a
Yeah.
ball.
I
We
did.
need more freedom school. That's why I can't teach here anymore. So Mystical Wonder has been trying to ask this question for a while, and I am so curious about how the panel and the people in the comments would answer this. The question is, oh, oh, oh. If the true
Oh,
Christ walked into this live right now, what would we expect And would we even recognize it?
Hmm.
Ooh.
I gave my answer in the comments already.
I agree with Tina. That's my short response.
I missed it. I missed it.
Why doesn't everybody go in order, Jenny? Why don't you start?
I can know it, y'all.
No, we would not recognize it. We would shun him. We would chastise him, and we'd probably put him in a mental institution. That's my answer. That we would not recognize it. There's no way. We can't even recognize our own love within ourselves. You think there's no way Jesus could happen in this time. No way. No, like if Jesus got into a DeLorean and traveled here in this time, he would probably end up being deported in some detention center, or first off,
Jenny,
or he
go to
would
the back
just
of the
be
class. You're punished. You're cultivating the egregores of negativity.
No,
Stand.
it's not. Do you really, honestly, do you really think you'd recognize Jesus?
I think
What,
that
like, first of
internally,
all, we're looking for a man. What if Christ was in a woman?
what
We
if
wouldn't
Christ
even
is in all of
recognize
us?
that. We would be like, nope, no way,
Exactly,
nope.
Jenny. No gender.
Yeah, I think that everybody, and I know this to be true, is just recognizing it and wanting it, as we were talking earlier about wanting to live, because the consciousness of being able to produce the love and the energy that it takes to sustain that takes a lot of letting go of a lot of stuff that causes the other thing to go down. So when we were talking about this earlier about when somebody has that confidence and has that light and has all that, it's not about levitating per se. It's about presenting that love to the masses and having it met with what we were talking about earlier, bullying and all that other stuff. So yeah.
Exactly, but people
No.
are also very afraid of that. I've realized that people are almost averse to
Mhm.
people who are in joy. And I
That's
would imagine that Jesus was an incredibly joyful, ecstatic, compassionate, loving human being. And most people see that, even see kindness. Even the kindness that I give to people without anything in return, people go like, what does she want? What is she looking for? All that stuff, like right off the bat. Now imagine a being who just has that from the get-go. Like it people would just like put up their walls and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? like
mean
like
to.
that person is that you're gonna turn your cheek while that person's trying to put violence on you. Like if we had a Buddha, or we had a Christ into this world, we would not even, I don't think people would recognize it at all. At all. Mm-mm. That's
Well,
my
we are at
stance.
a pivot where it's happening and people are that way. People are becoming kind and the way we're supposed to be in a Christ consciousness, and it is still being met with horror. So we're still in the pivot, but it's happening.
I
We're
think we're in the middle
recognizing
of
each
the
other.
pivot.
You
Yep,
know, we are
yeah,
recognizing each
exactly.
other.
Exactly, Tina. Thank you for reframing that. I don't think it's impossible. I don't want to say that anything is impossible, but I think that there are many, like Thich Nhat Hanh said, that there's not going to be one Buddha. There's going to be a collective of Buddhas. And I think that that's sort of what's happening now. I think that there's many people who are walking the way of compassion and love and sympathetic joy and equanimity. Um, and we're going to do it together, because putting it all into one person can very much, how do I put this? Can make you a target. If it's just one person, I mean, think about all the people who tried to change the world with love and compassion and kindness. What were their fates? So if we spread it out amongst a whole bunch of people, then we're all going to be guardians for one another. That's
That
my
part.
theory.
That's why I'm about the team. When I talk about this, because at one point I really was talking about it like a game. And then I realized, because I was in it and it felt like that, this is my life. This is like the game of life, And but since I was little, I always knew that there was a team, and I always wanted to find my collaboration. And this is the most healed I've ever been, and with surrounded with people that are genuine more than ever in my life at this point in my life. What about you, Forerunner? How you feeling about that part? What I just said?
I'm sorry.
All
Uh, yeah, I got this kidney thing, and I got to go to the bathroom a lot. Just tinkle. It happens. Oh, I was thinking so much about Jesus, what we were talking about. I don't even know if I should say this, but I'm going to say it. You don't mind?
I want you to.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
When I first had my experience over 50 years ago, the first thing I thought of was I understood within myself that I was a continuation of life, that I always been alive in some form and always had consciousness. And when I understood that, I thought, my goodness, Jesus knew he wasn't going to die. He knew, and now I knew. And when I thought of that, I was engulfed by his arms, by that beauty of that Christ consciousness, and felt the power and the beauty and the glory and the music and all those types of things, and then as my understanding for me continued on, I was never to talk about Jesus. Because he has been so bastardized by the world. And so many people turn away from these teachings that have sometimes been so bigoted, hypocritical, self-righteousness. And we're in the new age, we're coming in and we're going to the same exact place, to that Christ consciousness, if you must, or the self. We're going to the exact same place. Jesus himself, I separate him slightly, that a lot of people don't do from my understandings. He was a man, and was born in, I'm sure, a high. I don't know about souls or migrations or how attuned one soul may be coming into the world, but certainly about 32 years of age, he experienced that awakening and went into the desert for 40 years or 40 days for painful introspection, for fighting the devil, which if you've been awakened at all, that's part of the inner battle within each of us. It's the same thing. He came out of there purified and certainly great. There was no separation between him and the I am. He was a link with the I am. Upon the cross, when he said, "Father, why have you forgiven? Why, forgot me?" It was like, some say it would be a little bit of doubt in the man himself. But I had a hard time. And, the day after that happened, when I picked up the Bible, it was alive. It was living love, the words of Christ. Beautiful. But myself, I don't talk about it because when we moving into this new age and we touch that inner being, that self, Christ's teachings become apparent. The understanding of his teachings are beautiful, glorious, spiritual scriptures written. I had a hard time for a number of years because everyone would say, are you washed in the blood? And I was around just everyone who if I said something, they would say, well, I would say, how about a Chinese guy? They say, you're a devil worshiper and all these things. That went on for a lot of years. But finally, I came to this is something I wanted to talk about, and then I got to go because it's late and I'm old. In the New Testament, red letter edition, this is red letters. And there's a couple of things that are in there, if I might. Father, 382 verses. Spirit, 287 verses. Son of Man, 85 verses. Son of God, 46 verses. Your Father, 31 verses. Our Father, 85 verses. My Father, 64 verses. Brother, 109 verses. Light, 100 verses. He's our brother. He's our brother. First begotten from the dead. We're the dead. Let's awaken to his light, to the beauty of understanding of that Christ consciousness within us by looking at ourselves, by changing. Anyway, hey, thanks for letting me in. What a beautiful live. Alien T, man, you're so inspiring, sir. And Tina, you're a little snot. No, I'm kidding.
Glad, huh?
I'll catch you all later. Thank you so much for having me in.
Hey, Bill, I just want to say you just inspired me. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Well,
Sweet dreaming and sweet awakenings, Bill. Bill.
It was from my heart on Christ, because such a beautiful, beautiful scriptures. Of course, there's beautiful scriptures all around the world, aren't there? Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thanks, you too, Bill.
Bless you all. Grace be with you.
You too. See you on the flip side.
Hey, maybe if I can get the hell out of here.
I don't know how, but I'm gonna find out.
I'm gonna go.
I've only never dropped. The only other person is Alien T. You remember that, Alien T?
Got me?
When I first met you, I didn't know anything about TikTok or nothing. And I was set as a moderator, and you said, and then there was a name drop, and I didn't even know who you were. Nothing. And you said, drop me. You could practice on dropping me, and then you could say I dropped Alien T. And I
Okay, I remember that now.
remember that.
Okay, now that's ego.
I had no idea nothing. I was so new. And then after it all went down, I was like, I said it on another live. I said, yeah, I dropped Alien T. He told me, because you told me to do it. It was funny for us. We thought it was funny. I thought it was funny, you and I. And they're like, yeah, now your name drop. And I was like, what? I didn't even know. Like I was saying, like, yeah, I know Alien T, but I didn't. At that moment, I did not know. But that was funny. I always remember that. I tried to drop Bill just now, and he dropped before I could drop him. So still, to this day, you're the only person I've dropped. They don't let me moderate much anymore either. So, yeah, that was funny. That's one of my things. That's like the veteran part of TikTok for me. That situation that happened. I thought that's whenever I knew I liked you. I was like, that was cool. It was funny and sweet.
I get uncomfortable sometimes with whatever's happening. It's not even me. It's just whatever is coming through me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like that. And I feel like sometimes I have to wait, because I would rather wait and hear what's coming next, because I don't really know what to say. But that, for me, that stems from the trauma I went through, that I felt like I made so many mistakes and had so much regret that I wasn't really kind of like, I just want to wait it out. But I learned through that that's my basic nature, and I really love my basic nature. I just had to work so hard. I had to ambition. I had to do, because I had a lot of children to take care of. So I was wound so tight. But once I was able to get alone, which took a lot of sacrifice, I lost everything to find myself. But It's pleasant and it's nice.
To find myself, capital S.
That's what happened. And my babies are right there. Just that's one thing God keeps confirming to me about the dynamic is I taught my children to rely on the creator. And they do. So I really had to count my blessings. And when you find yourself in a space which is likened to the book of Job, not grateful and cursing things in your life, that's when it will fall apart. And that's what I learned. That I was overwhelmed and cursing things and not as grateful as I could have been. And now I just practice gratitude because it really isn't the most thing. You leaving, baby? All right.
So let's hear from everyone else. I want to hear. This is great that so many came up to speak on this. I'm curious.
Does that mean, is it my turn to,
We're at recess, honey. You could be
oh,
talking.
well, no, I mean, I didn't know if we were, because there was a question in the comments about like if we would recognize Jesus if he entered or whatever, and I was like, ooh, I can't wait to answer this question because like I don't know like a lot of things about religion or like Christ or God or Jesus or whatever, but I've learned and I'm learning, right? So like my cool freaking response to that question was, is he not already here?
That's what I said.
I mean, like,
I see
I mean,
it in you.
I'm, and that's what I've been told. Thank you. I mean, I don't know how, like, that's,
My daughter just said, "Is this where you want to be when Jesus comes back?" Joe Dirt.
but I mean, like, in all aspects of it, like, I mean, I'm learning to accept and, like, not apply the projection of the religious basis of him, you know what I mean? And thanks to Alien T and to you for like explaining the things, like I'm, because I'm not even gonna lie, like I was scared. I get scared when it comes to people talking about God and Jesus and all that stuff. And that's why I was so super excited for this live tonight, because I'm like, I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna get a notebook. I'm gonna get a pen, and I'm gonna know things now. Like, and I'm gonna get it, and it's gonna be like, whoa, yeah, and like that's, I mean, truly, like, and accepting all of that, like after being so afraid of it for so long is like kind of a cool thing right now. Like, so for me to even have the answer of like, is he not already here? Like, is kind of like, whoa. Like, so I think that we would recognize, I think we would recognize him, that we do recognize him. I mean, is that not what we see in one another in aspect of when we're doing the things of like loving everybody else like we should be loving ourselves, you know what I mean, kind of, or like, or being, having that like acceptance for another person, or having, you know, that I mean, I'm like, now I'm losing my words. But
That's what
yeah,
attracts us to each other right now. I'm convinced of that. That we have cultivated the Christ conscious awareness of love and our healing, and we crave that, and that's all we want. That's why we keep gravitating to the people that are sifting and sorting out, because we want what we have, what we're all bringing to the table. That's what we want, and that is the true Christ to me.
and I was being zapped too when you said that you've lost a lot of things to find, like you had to lose things to find yourself or whatever. And like my guides, they've been zapping a lot lately for some reason. But I mean, is it truly a loss if we're finding, you know what I mean? Like if everything's meant for us, everything that happens is meant for us, that it's supposed to happen that way, then I mean, is it truly a loss if
It's
it's
truly a loss. I missed years, and my baby has had to come out of what she went through. But yes, I see what you're saying. The
okay?
51% of the gain, of course.
Right. Right.
But
And that's what I was, yeah, no, and I know, and like you and I have talked a little bit about this kind of thing before. Like there's, I mean, in that aspect of like when, because, my kids, I was away from them for like 12 years. You know what I mean? I missed their whole like growing up process. And like, so I lost my kids, yes, but like, and at the same time, like as much as I still hold on to feelings of that, you know what I mean? And like, and things I'm facing for myself, to overcome and forgive myself for, like, I also now it's like I can kind of shift it and look at it in the fact of like as much as I wish it would not have happened that way, I think it's a great place where I'm at, and I think that my kids are in a really good space as well. So had it happened any different way, none of the three of us would be exactly who we are, and I think each one of us are beautiful.
well, you are that generational curse breaker. That's what this is about. So what your strength inside of your DNA, spiritual connection to them, and the desire to overcome this world with that love and have it cultivated within yourself, that's what this is about. And you did it. So had you gone the other way, things could look a whole lot different. But you kept pursuing that love inside of yourself, that peace that you knew, that knowing that you had. You kept pursuing that to now. And when that happens, that's you bring your children with you. That's what this is about.
I love that.
Well,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you.
If I could just say, like, first of all, this the Christ consciousness. It is something that is within us, right? And I mean, Christ even said, "You too will do these things and even greater." And what he meant by that was, you know, we talk about these things in every live that we ever attend in the spiritual community. We touch upon that Christ consciousness. I'm just wondering, like, and I know other people have to respond. Also, Luna, I hope you're okay. Apparently, she has a tornado or something happening. I saw it in the comments, but how would we recognize them? Like, what attributes would you attribute to him or her, if I may say?
Were you asking, was that a question for me?
That's for you, Robin, and then I
Okay.
guess we got other people too. But I want to hear, yeah.
What attributes? Okay, just from what I've um felt when like I hear you talk or when I hear Tina talk, um I think he would be just like one of us, like in the way of he would be kind, he would be understanding, he would I feel like I'm going to get emotional right now. Huh. Um um he she open and loving and probably like energetically hug a person. um and just an overall good listener, no judgment, like and encouraging and letting you heal through all of the shit that you wind up like talking about, or all of the stuff, whether you're judging yourself or not. I think that they would like he would be accepting of like it's okay. It's okay. You're working through it. Let's work through it together. The reflection of like just because you've sinned, just because you've had addictions, just because you've abandoned yourself, just because you've been through trauma, you're still just as worthy as anybody else. And I mean, it's okay to allow yourself to be that. I guess that's kind of what I would say.
He or she, Christ, would instantly make you feel better about yourself. Period.
And why do I feel like I'm having this like experience of he or she's like right here next to me or something? Like this part is kind of a little bit scary. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, because I thought this was like a slow acceptance process, not like a like, oh, okay, you're here, you're open to it, you're welcome. Okay, I'm right here. Hello. Like, um, okay, thank you. You know,
I'm just kidding. You read lip. It says all of that stuff and work that you've been doing inside of you, that you can just relax and let it all come together and trust in the knowing. It's peaceful.
yes.
You're doing great. Is Luna back? Luna's running from a. Okay, good. So was the question. You want to talk on it? I would love to hear you talk on it. But I was laughing at your sideways laughy that you're running from a tornado. You good? Couldn't someone repeat the question? Oh, it's Alien T. You got a good memory, huh?
Jesus walked into this live or was in this live, would we recognize him or her um as Jesus?
Hmm.
You heard that, Luna?
Through Christ, mind you.
If the true Christ walked in, okay.
I must have been walking through, getting into my house. I'm sorry. This is crazy, but it's
Far away.
is this what if God was one of us? Kind of questions from the 90s. I think that we see the Christ in people every day. There are people, when you see them, you're like, what? You know, when you're in a grocery store and you're just out doing 3D things and you meet eyes with someone or they meet eyes with you or you just feel that thing. And I don't know if anyone experienced this on their journey. And I heard Alien T briefly mention what that is, that journey where you kind of start leveling up a little bit. And I apologize, there's a major storm going on, so but you see them and they have a light around them, and they're and or just like the light you see in the eyes of a child, or like the light around a child, you can see it, babies especially, but small kids, anyone really. Someone standing at a bus stop. I was sitting at a stoplight and I saw this gentleman last year sitting at a bus stop, and he had this light around him. I just looked up and I was like, whoa, like he's an angel, you know? There's just some people that they just do. Or you find yourself at that grocery store and someone just keeps following you around. And you're like, why is this, it was like a man and a child. He was just like, it's part of that awakening journey where and this is not ego, this is honestly a frequency that we have, and it's part of Jesus saying, you can be as great as I am or even greater. because we all come here with these gifts, and you see it in other people. It's like that shine, but it's not a shine. It's different than that. It's not, but it isn't, someone playing music, someone performing, anyone who's like in their higher self or in their love, it's almost like it radiates from their soul, from their heart, out around everything. And that is the Christ. That it's palpable, you feel it, you see it. And those are experiences where you're like, that is real. That is that unconditional love or unconditional trust. It's just a light. There's something there that you can't even describe it in words, but that opportunity is every day, and those moments change you. You remember it. And angels walk among us every day too, and they're here to remind us. Sometimes it's a test, almost all the time it's a test, right? But I believe when we're brought up in a specific religion, and it doesn't matter, even within the same faith structure, there are different churches and different communities, different, just different paths. And we are brought up in a world of black and white and yes or no and right or wrong. And so we're taught these rules that we're made to live by. And if you do, you're this or you're that. And everyone's sorted into these categories. And it keeps people reaching for things outside themselves to be okay and to be saved or to be on the right path. Or am I on the right path? Am I doing this? Am I doing the thing that's going to be looked upon as the right way or the good thing? And that's what keeps us divided, because we already know the difference, unless we don't. I mean, we already know not to hurt people. We already know, not to take things from other people or the golden rule too. Like, we already know. It's whether we can forgive ourselves and keep moving on from that and rising above it and being in the moment and not being in that past and keep going further. But it's also a lot of dogma is saying there's something outside of yourself that you need approval from. And when we realize that, that's just flip it on its head, because why would Jesus say what he said? It's follow me. He never said worship me. He said follow me. And there are people that do that every day. And as to Tina saying, you were jealous, what it really was not understanding that you were already whole and complete when you came here. You were already perfect. In his eyes, you were wonderfully made. And the environment we grow up in, where something happens when we're really small, our part of our soul cuts a deal where we're broken, or where we cut a deal to stay safe. And that changes how we see ourselves, because that outside thing that was supposed to keep us safe didn't. And when that outside thing doesn't keep us safe, it fractures a part of us to survive at a very young age. So then we look to other things of like, it's that deep shame, that difference between guilt and shame. I did something wrong, or I am wrong. And we aren't. We're perfect. Perfect. And if we just keep moving in that direction of that self-love, of saying, you know what, hey man, I got a past. I've done some things. I was, poly perfect for a while, and then I didn't. Because everything's balance. Not one of us is perfect, and we are, because we are everything and nothing. We're all things. And when I see that light in someone else, or they see that light in me, because that happened. I'm like, why is this person just, everywhere I go, they're there and they're just staring. I'm going, what is that? We all have that. I'm not saying it's 24 hours a day. It's, moments in time, but that is the Christ. Because Christ isn't his last name. And if we can take a higher perspective of religions and dogma and everything, kind of like forget everything we were ever taught, keep it in a book, keep it there, and just be open to the possibility of seeing it from a different perspective and then believing that or choosing. It's our choice. That's where I think the root of all of this confusion comes from, and what keeps us like that division, separation. But it is. I mean, there are people every day. Alien T is one of them. Tina, you're one of them. Where I'm like, this is like proof that we aren't all wandering around lost, because we do have it, and it's in every one of us. So I don't think we need to go searching for God, because he's already here. There's nothing to wait for. Everything's happening all at once. It is already in us. That's all I have to say about that.
You too. You wise woman.
Beautiful.
It takes one to know one, There are amazing people in this community who really, we're still searching, we're still learning, we forgive ourselves, we fall down, we get up. I mean, Robin and I have known each other for years too, through Rick's live, through a lot of things. I mean, I still remember back to some of her lives when her dog was like going a little loopy and stuff was happening. And we have those moments where, some may say, oh, you're leveling up. But there are deep, scary moments, because energy is real and things happen. Like, things can happen around us. It's all part of our journey to discovering what those situations are and how to work through them. It makes us stronger for the next time we encounter that, and making sure you ground without spiraling down rabbit holes of stuff. Tina and I talked last night, and I was like, man, la la la. And she's like, girl, you got this. You got to stand in your knowing. Stand in your knowing.
You're powerful.
We are all powerful.
Yeah, but we got to use our power. Are you a good witch or a bad witch? Which is detected.
That's Dorothy. I mean, what did she do? I mean, all of this is symbology. Everything that's ever been written. It's amazing. I mean, all of the clues that are in the arts in general, they're all messages from the divine. They're all codes. They're all of the answers are already there. They're in your two hands. Everything you need is already in your hands. To build, to create, you are the master architect because you're a drop away. Everything you need is already there. And that's where that gratitude comes in, where it's like, what can I be grateful for? I used to think that was so cheesy. Like, gratitude journal? What is that? But you have to start where you stand, Oh, I lost everything. And hey, I have. I mean, I've been up and down, and we all suffer loss. I think the biggest thing going through all of our losses, the toughest thing, it's feeling it, grieving it, making it, absolutely acknowledging what it is, that radical acceptance, feeling it, and then understanding that grief and loss are universal. Someone once said, you're not special. Everyone suffers loss. Deal with it like I know you can. And that was just such a slap in the face. I had gone through so many things. But then I looked around and I went, you know what? You're right. I mean, two things can be true. So do I want to stay in it forever? I mean, I give myself time, or am I going to work through it and use it as an understanding of like how connected all of us really are? Because we all have, and we can be a little bit kinder to one another once we have compassion and grace and gratitude for it, because this is it's a crazy journey. It's exciting. It's fun. I mean, the world is, there's so much here to experience, and we let it pass us by if we keep holding on to those things that get in our way from like experiencing what we deserve. And that's what Jesus was saying. You can be as great as I am, or even greater, by following the path that I'm on. And it's not saying to the T you have to do all these things. There are people that eat garbage and they can do all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? I don't think there's any exact formula for anyone. But you know what's right for you and what works for you, and do that. And, you know, if other people are saying, hey, this is what I'm doing, it's not quite working, offer up other advice, but it's up to them. I mean, we're not going to be in their house telling them what to eat. I mean, we're not, this isn't like, or how to live or what to do. A lot of people can alchemize and transmute anything they do. They're just there. Some people don't use that gift, so they're a little more mindful. And that's where I think I believe in, like, at least judging anyway. But we all have it in us. It's believing it, because seeing is believing, and believing is seeing. So when those little things happen where something, an experience happens, that's just those synchronicities start to happen. We're like, holy crap. I'm like, that means something. And then 2 days later, it'll pop back up and I go, okay, that's what that meant. It's just, you know, I don't think there's like any ultimate reality that we get to. And believing anything is possible is the first step in it. So this is a wonderful life. Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, sounds like everybody's gone, but I'll go ahead and talk like I'd like to. Um, I agree with everybody, like everything that everybody said, but like I'm going to give a different answer because I think, a lot of things can be true at the same time. You know, I was reading some Apocrypha like a couple weeks ago, and there's this long conversation with Jesus and some disciples, where he's talking about, coming back and how there would be this stumbling block, and, people who followed him would be fighting amongst themselves, and I think a lot of it does come back to this question. I think it's kind of a dangerous question, that, because I think to ask, is would we recognize him when he came in, is looking in the wrong place, right? Like what everybody has been saying, that when he comes, he comes within you. And like what Souls was saying was essentially describing, and it's not like what would happen, but what does happen when you experience that. And I've spent a lot of time kind of studying this, and I follow like everybody on TikTok who claims to be Jesus, because I went through the exact same experience. I had like two to 3 months where I believed, I was convinced, I knew, I was Christ, right? And like working your way through that to the point where you realize that if there was one, it would just be a source of division for the world. And so, there's no way that God would set up a system that would culminate in that way. I mean, the story, the history, whatever it is, is a path to awakening people's understanding about it. But, you've got to eventually, look within. So, I spend a lot of my time like just sending comments to people and talking to them, trying to help them over the little things, in that journey of understanding that like, yeah, you've had a genuine experience, and all these things that you've seen are true, but also like need to be looked at through a critical lens, and you get to the point where you realize that yeah, you have a mission, and all that part of it is real, but you're not the only one. Everybody is there, and your purpose is to help everyone else get to that same place. So that's why I say, like, don't try and find the Christ outside, because like if you believe that he is outside, then when you have that experience, right, like you're gonna believe that it is you, right? And like this is super dangerous. Like tons of people have this experience and convince a bunch of people and turn it into a cult or the presidency, and it's insanity. You have to be critical of yourself at every stage of the journey. So anyway, that's my thought on it.
I like that. The when I went through that phase, after that phase came so much pain, and it was like, careful what you wish for. And then I said, well, I wish for world peace, so there's that, whatever it takes. And then it was through that part of the pain, after the thinking I'm Christ, then the pain, then the integration of the two, and then what you just said about it's in all of us that way. And Alien T says it all the time, we're all a piece of the puzzle. And that's the goal, is for us all to feel safe on the inside, safe around others, and have that manifest in our life as joy and fun and peace and abundance.
Yeah, that's right. And it's like, however you come into it is going to shape how you experience it and how it plays out and everything. And I'm glad when it happened to me that like I'd come into it as a hardcore atheist and stuff. But nonetheless, I'd read all these books. And so, when your mind is looking for patterns to associate with it, it's going to find what fits and what makes sense in the stories that you've heard that align with the experiences you're having. But they're the danger is just being too fervent in your belief, leading up to that point, because then it's going to be confirmation of everything that you've believed, and you're going to think of it as an end point as opposed to a beginning, and it's got to be a new beginning.
That is the pivot point right there. It's the mindset of thinking, because a human has a hard time thinking about what it would be like to live for eternity. That's why living in the now moment, if the belief and the goal and the hope is eternity as a human, as one was created to be, in perfect dynamic situation, no sadness, none of that. We don't have to wrap ourselves around the eternity concept. We just have to live in the now moment with the knowing that there's no end.
Yeah, I mean, there are always ends, right? I mean, like ends are not bad though. Ends are what give things meaning. It's like you can't evaluate or even really understand a person's life, right, until after they've passed, and you can look at it in its entirety. And like so many things in the universe are like that, right? Like we just, I think that's the point of the resurrection story, is that not that not that simply like reincarnation or some, physical explanation. It's that, in our minds, we can see the positive in anything, right? Like even death, right? Like the worst thing that can happen to you, if you view it that way, you're gonna live your life in fear of that, right? Like, so they want to flip that around and make that a source of hope. And you say, like, the way you do it is you look at your life and as a entire entity, and as something that's necessarily going to be bounded. And so, this is your opportunity to do something. And that's what gives us drive and positive motivation, everything, And yeah, I mean, it gets distorted and people, think of it as, something you're going to be rewarded for in the future. I mean, it's, the reward is here, living your life fully is its own reward.
Yeah. No, you please, and then yeah.
To say, like, first of all, Luna, that was beautiful what you said, and I agree. I agree in the sense where it's not one person. I mean, even Christ had a team, right? And Mary Magdalene was more than just someone he pulled off the streets. My goodness. Yeah, they totally botched that up, the reality of that. Anyway, don't ask me how I know, I just know. Okay, so I've said many times, and the question was, if Christ entered this room, would we recognize him or her? And how? And my response is just a reminder that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter of the individual, because the message is greater than the messenger. And regardless of where it comes from, the truth of that message is what is important. And that's where, if we're going to be in a position of being humble and understanding that in reality, all we do really, if we ever share truth, it's channeled, it's filtered through our experiences. And the less we filter it, the more the truth comes out and people resonate with it. Christ said, they know me by my voice. It's a frequency. It's an energetic resonance. And those who are ready to connect with that will. And Triads, I appreciate you for your honesty and authenticity.
Thank you. Anytime. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's probably the hardest and the most dangerous part of the whole experience, because it's the easiest place where if a person gets a lot of confirmation, that they will just stick there because it's everything they want to be true confirmed for them. So just something to be aware of.
I just know from my own experience of the unaliving process, I call it reincarnation or whatever, or resurrection, feels more like resurrection, that my desire is not to unalive. And my body was pummeled, and I saw my body come back to life, and it's still coming back to life. And it is from the spirit. The science backs it up that the human body is not designed to perish. So it's our mindset that says like if we say everything unalives or everything ends, or that just puts the energy into the thought process of creating that. So that's why I say what I say about not having to think about eternity. I don't have to wrap myself around my thought processes around eternity. I just have to know that it's available if in my now moment I choose to have my compass, my head set that way.
May I? Hi guys, how you doing? Thanks for having me up on the
Hey,
panel.
Chris.
Hey guys, hope you're well.
Good to see you.
You too, brother. Thank you for having me up. Is it okay if I speak on this for 2 minutes? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. From my understanding, this is my own personal point of view. The Bible is an allegory. It's a blueprint about you. Everything in that is about you. And the main stories that run through there are your ascension, which is the chakras, which is the 7 densities, which is the 7 seals, which is the 7 virtues. So the story of Jesus, from my point of view, is you. That is the old version of you. That your earlier life, when we made all the mistakes, when we were still looking, we were still searching, we were still desiring, we were still on the journey. And the story of Christ is going within and finding that divinity, that light inside of you. I've got a friend who does a lot of shamanic healing, and he's incredible. He's really incredible. And he does it for love. And he says that he works with the angels, the archangels, and when they walk in, in our presence, they cry because their boss is our Father. And I'm not religious at all. So that light, that divinity, that is our Father. That when you find the light inside of you, that sun, the return of the sun, that is finding your connection to divinity and finding true peace, true love, because love is what you are. So my own personal view is that Ishua was his real name. Ishua is a bit like Saint Nicholas. Saint Nicholas is the story of Santa Claus. Santa Claus isn't Saint Nicholas, but Saint Nicholas was sharing the same message, what Ishua was sharing, that you all have the capability to be Christ. You are Christ. You are all Jesus. We are all Jesus. There is no separation between anybody and anything. So if Jesus, Ishua was real, that is our brother, that is us. There is no separation. And he was trying to show us the journey, what we will go through in our reincarnations, back to the light inside of us. And the process at the end of that is the Christos, the Christ, through living in a divine way, through not lying, through not stealing, through not cheating, through not attaching maybe to the 3D, which is the ego. Anything the ego is just the physical. So if you attach to the physical in some way, you almost forget your divinity, because this physical isn't real. It's an illusion sort of thing. And by attaching to the physical, we forget that we are actually all that is, all that was, and all that ever will be. But the story of Jesus, I believe, is an allegory of us, of what we will go through, what we could achieve, what is our purpose here, is to find our way back to the Father, back to Source. It's just my view. And I love my playing there.
We were talking about that chakra thing earlier when you was talking about, and I agree with that to a large degree. I like how you said it. It did make me, I felt something in my heart space when you were saying it, that the Christ was the old version of us.
No, the Christ is the new version, is what we can attain. See, Ishua was not here. He did want you to follow him. That's the whole point. If you're following something exterior, you are losing that connection, because you're looking for something outside of self. You are looking for someone to guide you. You are looking for someone to give you, that everything is inside of you. There is no, once you connect to that light inside of you, everything outside of you becomes available. The consciousness, you are consciousness having a human experience. And the forgetfulness that we have by not being present in every second, because being present is focusing on the very second. That's all there is, the very second. As soon as in your mind you start drifting and start thinking of something what happened yesterday or tomorrow or last week or what we did or what somebody said. That is losing consciousness. That is losing awareness. So that is where we have to bring ourselves back to the center of being focused. That's where depression comes from, and anxiety and worry and fear and doubt is when we lose awareness by thinking of something that happened or what somebody did. And then you could say we drop in frequency.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Exactly what we're talking about. That's why staying in the now moment is crucial, and doing meditation so that those things can come up that we have dealt with in our physiological portions, and then consciously let them go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because the more we try and control it and hold it, the more it has control of us. So by just sitting with it, it's almost sitting in the fire, it will dissolve.
Yeah, it's heavy. I don't want to care. I don't want to hold heavy stuff. I want to have light, love and light.
That's just my view. The story of Jesus, it's an allegory. It's what it's you. Same as St. Nicholas. St. Nicholas wasn't Santa Claus.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier too.
Yeah.
Sure did.
I'd like to read something from a book. It's very, very short, if that's okay, Tina.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So the author is Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh, and the book is called Living Buddha, Living Christ. And if anyone wants to feel a connection to everything, I would like you to hear this short passage and really just focus in on the words and feel yourself connecting as I read it, because that's what happened for me. Okay, it's very short. I'm going to read it now. In modern life, people think that their body belongs to them and they can do anything they want to it. When they make such determination, the law supports them. This is one of the manifestations of individualism. But according to the teachings of emptiness, non-self, and interbeing, your body is not yours alone.
Follow back. Follow me, follow back.
Your body is not yours alone. It also belongs to your ancestors, your parents, future generations, and all other living beings. That's it. I just wanted to share that.
Do you mind? I know this is a lot. Will you mind please reading that again? I don't know. I thought that was somebody we knew because I just looked at the front and it turns out I don't think it was, and then it disrupted the reading. I'm really sorry.
I actually happened to open the page. It's called Bibliomancy. I opened it. Now I have to find it again because I've closed it. I don't know the page number. Give me a minute. I'll try to find it.
Okay.
Can I just say something to Chris in the meantime?
Sure.
Yeah, I just think about what you're saying about Jesus' story as a parable. I've done a lot of research on this, and it's like I just think I would say it's more technical than that. There's an incredible amount of detail that they embed in there. I did a video like 2 months ago, and it's about the genealogy of Christ in the book of Matthew, which they break down into basically 14, 3 sets of 14 names. It's like 3 letters, and each letter has its own meaning, and so you end up with a set of triads for each name, and it walks you through the trimesters of birth, right? Like there's 3 14-week periods, and I'm doing this with GPT. It's very good at doing the interpretation and aligning with different contexts, and so I made a video about it, talking about it as a process of spiritual awakening. But it's like these things are embedded all throughout the story. It's like they just I don't know. A lot of it doesn't come through in the English, but the AI, is unlocking so much, and just making it so easy to decipher these things that I think that's a lot of what's kind of leading to so many people like having an awakening.
Well, actual, I appreciate that, brother. But I can talk from a little bit of experience. Now, I'm not saying I'm special in any way, shape, or form. It's something that everybody can achieve. So the Christ in Greek stands for Christos. Okay, and the Christos is a sacred oil that gets produced from some sort of part of your brain called the claustrum, the Santa claustrum. Once a month, when your moon sign, when the moon is in your star sign, this sacred oil, through doing certain practices, gets released and goes down the spine. And as it goes past the sacral chakra, it collects a sacred egg and goes into the root chakra, and it stays there for 3.5 days. Now, you have to do certain practices like keep the seed. The seed is so, so important. Don't drink, don't smoke, don't lie, don't steal, don't cheat, meditate, don't crave anything, don't desire anything, and be in a place of real equilibrium. After 3.5 days, that sacred oil travels back up the 33 vertebrae of the spine. There's 33 vertebrae in your spine. And at the top of the neck, there's 2 nerves that cross. I think it's called the Pingala. There's 2 nerves. I'm not going to say for definite what the names are. I'm not too sure. And there's that sacred oil, and that egg goes back up there. It gets crucified over those 2 nerves. At the same time, for that to come up, you need to have a kundalini as well. So the kundalini and this Christos oil needs to work in conjunction at the same time. And what it does, it goes into the brain, into the where the crystals are in your pineal gland, and you have a sort of a divine experience. And the chakra that resides about a foot above your head then comes down and resides around your crown, and you can feel it because it's a density around your head. This happened to me when I was driving my truck. The day later, I had a black eye in my left eye. I had a black eye. I was up, literally had 2 hours sleep. I was up. I was literally, the feeling I got was incredible. It was, I cleaned my house in the space of about 4 hours. I was on such a vibration. It was incredible. And when I meditate after that, in the left eye, I could see all the chakra colors. Now, from what I gather from doing research on this, there's not much research on it, but you have to do this every month. For this experience to come in every month, you have to do this practice, meditate and fast 3.5 days before this sacred oil comes down the spine, so that you're in a fasted state when this happens. And yeah, and that happened to me twice, and I don't lie, and it's not for my place for me to make anybody believe me. But after this, go on to search and just type in Christos, and you'll see it's all there for you with evidence and people, So the actual physical aspect of the Christ is what it was trying to say was it's something that we can all achieve by living in this kind of lifestyle. So then you have to look at, okay, then, so why can't we achieve this? Look, processed food everywhere you look, alcohol everywhere you look, cigarettes, DURGS everywhere, corn. Why is corn free? There's a reason for everything. So with all these distractions and all these desires everywhere, nobody really goes within and sits in that fasted, separated state. Because everything is to get you to
But
it.
that's not true, Chris. You said nobody does that. That people are doing that.
Just
Yeah, they are
let
doing that.
people.
No.
Big Chris, I know there's certain substances that you have partaken in that have gotten you to this specific path.
Yes, and I'll admit that. I'm not denying.
So
but if
it's
you look
not
through
like
history-
it's not like I can go, I didn't read that book by Ram Dass that helped me get to where I need to go. You know, it's like I still have to acknowledge what got me to this path so that other people who may want to be in the place of peace that you have come to can make that judgment call for themselves without poo-pooing it.
Yeah, I
You
wouldn't
know what
want to
got
do
me
that.
to this place for me? Fucking Chris's voice. Holy shit, sir. I
It's like
wasn't ready.
chamomile tea, man.
Nobody warned me, and everyone's like, "Hello, welcome, Chris," and he's like, I'm like, "Sir,
Welcome to
sir."
the
I
jungle.
mean, I'll be honest with you, and I'm completely honest. Yes, the spirit molecule. But when I started this journey, it was through. And this is really. I could tell you a story that is quite bizarre. That is so mirroring another story, but I wouldn't. So my first love, my son's mum, she was fully Vegan bead, and within 3 months she transitioned, and that was such it. And her name was Mary, and it triggered everything. The dark night of the soul. I was with her before I joined the army when I was a carpenter, and this started when. So on a soul level, on a soul contract level, my own personal view is that what she did was because then you understand that this isn't the true. This isn't the true reality. This is my own view. It's like a school. It's on a soul level, on a soul contract. There's things that go on in the background that we do not know on the outside. We see it in a certain way that sets us on a certain journey. On a soul level, it's done for a greater service. I would not be here now if it wasn't for her. I wouldn't. So yeah, and on this journey, I found the spirit molecule.
Well, I'm glad you're here on this journey sharing your story, brother, with honesty. Yeah, for real. However you got, like, I love those videos where, like, you're sitting in the truck and you're like, I just pulled over to let you know what my heart was feeling in this moment safely. I love it. Pika, you okay? You okay, sister? And you're not with child?
Don't wish that fucking juju on me. I'm
Like I
fucking
said,
serious.
like I
My
said,
babies
any
are
child of
older.
yours.
I like sleep. My youngest is 13. Don't wish that upon me. Thank you. Any hooser, those just real quick, those were
Retract.
Taurus moons. Your next cycle will be around the 20th. You're welcome. Just answering in the comments. Yeah, no, I'm good. This last new moon for me just kind of set me for a whirly bird. Literally, I had vertigo for a couple of days. It wasn't as bad as like the first day. Husband did the what the maneuver is. Epilepsis, I don't know maneuver. It's not that, I promise you. It starts with an E, but I don't know what it is. Epley? Yeah, see, he knows. Epley maneuver, and it's tapered off. It didn't take it fully out this time. Found out that I was just dangerously low on the vitamin D. The irony that I needed the D is not lost upon me. Anyway.
Oh shit! You needed the big D
Oh.
sign.
No.
I did. Mind you, the sun needed to come out. Like there was like none. It was so cloudy for so long. Anyway, but I started taking some more vitamin D. It's gotten better, but my stomach is like catching up. It doesn't understand which way's up currently, so it's not as fun. I had food not too long ago, and I'm just like, oh. My tummy is not fun. But yeah. Anybody understand why we're supposed to be sun children and we need vitamin D? This doesn't compute. I feel like this
Because we used to live without roofs, Pika. We used to run in the wilds, plains. We're animals. We're not really meant to have permanent
I
roofs
thought
like
I
this.
thought you were about to say because we lived on the sun and now we don't get any
We were
more.
the
We
suns.
need it. Yeah, I thought that's what it was like. Oh, damn! Actually, that tracks. Okay.
We're pieces
Um,
of the sun that is consciousness. No, but as far as like Earth beings, we're
we are
animals.
pieces
We're not.
of the sun that is consciousness. Insert into Jenny poem. Write it immediately. Holy shit, that was fucking poetry as fuck. We are
But
pieces of the
realistically,
sun that is
we're
consciousness. That's fucking beautiful.
but realistically, we are Earthlings. We are another form of animal. We are another form of Earth, and most sentient beings upon the Earth. I can't think of another one. If somebody can think of a sentient or any kind of being that lives and dies on the Earth that doesn't need sun, please let me know. I can't think of one. But for some reason,
I'm
we
gonna
think
go
we're
with a
special.
rock.
I don't know if a rock needs sun.
I
I
don't
have
know
no
if they
idea.
need it. Yeah, that's like literally
Yeah,
why I'm
good
like, I am
question.
unsure if that is
But
actually a thing. How about the
but
Earth's core?
yeah.
Wait, no, it is the sun. Fuck. Shit.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here.
Also,
No,
Big
like
Chris, if you seriously, you want to make some money though, I got a whole line of audiobooks that I could push your way, especially if you can just do a guttural growl or some shit. The money you would make, sir.
Pika is a really good writer, so she could write it and you could narrate it, and
You know, I
the
haven't written a
collab.
spicy book.
Yeah, I'd do that.
Oh
I could do that.
man, like
You really
you
could, like seriously. All
you
of
need to
those
be
alpha
writing
fucking
spicy
books or like
books.
anything on Book Talk. Oh my god, seriously,
Pika,
the
I'm
money you could make.
surprised you're not writing spicy books. You must be writing them in your mind.
I mean, you know who's better at it than I am? My husband, surprisingly. Like,
Okay,
see,
then
like, yeah,
collab. A
like,
beautiful love collab of books, and then just pass it on to Chris, and bing bang boom, passive income.
well, he doesn't even have to do it for like just my
Can
book.
we
Like, he
can we
could make
collab with
bank.
Steamy Lives and Jenny Lane's live? A Steamy.
I don't. She could. She could handle it. She was
There's
like,
there's
he
no
could read me
sexy talk
bedtime
here.
stories.
There's
Bedtime.
no
I'm like,
sexy
yeah,
talk.
that's what I
There's
was talking about.
there's no
Bedtime.
sexy
Bedtime
talk
stories.
in Tina's lives.
There's not.
No.
Since
This
when?
is the true crime.
It's the true
Stop it.
crime.
True
Oh, I
cry?
mean, we could switch.
Are we
We could
crying?
switch gears.
We
I
This is
can
mean,
the
cry.
true crime.
I can start crying if you'd like. I got a lot to cry about.
This is the true Christ live.
Oh yes, we're talking about
yeah. You want to know how
Pika. We
you
were
can see
talking
God?
about
I could give you some tips.
Stop it.
Um,
I
the
kids.
closest to divine I've ever felt, besides dancing.
right?
Yeah, besides
Yep.
dancing and creating.
Because
Yeah,
that's
oof.
literally in the Bible. It is in the Bible.
I do love procreation. And
Ladies,
Okay, let's
you are
let's
divine.
pivot. Let's pivot for the sake of Tina's the respecting Tina's boundaries. Pika, if the true
Well, let me
Christ,
ask Tina first. Tina, love, do you actually have these boundaries, or is this just Jenny like stopping
Jenny
it for
making it
you?
up.
Is this something you're okay? I haven't been in here. I don't know what the rules are.
me either. I'm just driving the bus.
Well, and that's why I'm asking. Like, is this something you're
Pretty
uncomfy
lazy in the
with?
back
We can
seat.
divert.
She already
I'm
got
throwing
put to the
paper.
back of the
I'm
class.
throwing cucumbers.
Just okay. This is good. This is good. Okay, so
You would be a
Alien Tea, all
dope
right?
bus driver,
Here we
first of
go.
all.
Here's a trivia question for the class. In Alien T's video, promotional video, did anybody see the like 1 to 2 second flash of something that was
Hidden face?
Was it a
no?
pickle?
Yeah. Did you see that?
No,
I did
but
not,
I'm gonna
but I
watch it
just
again
guessed
now.
it.
Keep all right. Look for it.
Look at me.
So when I went to
Look for
work
the pickle.
after
Yeah,
the
I will.
conversation of what's our favorite, whenever I went to work, they have Velasic pickleballs.
What did they
Oh,
melon ball
What
a
is a
cucumber? What did they
pickleball?
do?
it's like
Elaine's live,
cheese.
right?
Yes. Yep. I did a poll
Wait,
because
is
my
this Alien
partner.
T or Alien D? Which one are we encountering
Changing my name
currently?
to Vitamin D.
Well, we need to like
Vitamin
Pika.
D. I love
I think
that.
it's a good I think it's a good reframe to check in with Tina to
Which is
make
what I
sure.
tried to do.
Yeah,
Hmm.
let's go back to that.
Okay, so I had a bag of chips. They're chips. They look like cheese balls, but since Alien T's favorite pickle is classic
Okay,
kosher,
Man, you keep coming back to the cucumber,
Jenny,
but
that's
Jenny,
you that comes
she
back
didn't
to the
get what she was
cucumber.
floating. She ADHD'd the fuck out of this. So
she
Tina,
did.
what she meant is, can we talk about wieners on your live? Is that
Can we
okay,
talk
or would you
about
prefer
sexual
not?
stuff, or do you feel
Pika's
uncomfortable
gonna be
with
the
that right now?
second person I drop besides Alien T.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Me?
Like, what's the rules, love?
I don't like to talk about any kind of
Schmexual.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so shocked by this, but okay. I mean,
Me
I respect.
too.
Only
Me
because
too.
I mean I'm an
But I
expert.
respect it.
I don't need to go there, and I damn don't need to know nobody's business out in the public.
Where's your Virgo? I bet that
Rising,
tells a huge
but
story.
since it's
Oh,
in the
there it is.
South
Okay.
Node, I have to right now I have to let it go. I have to sit back, and
Who
then
told you that?
that's what I know.
From a South Node?
Yeah, I
From a
have to.
heart node.
I have to
Mm.
just be. I am not in an action mode right now. I'm
Well,
in a
may I
being
give
mode.
another perspective of the North and South Node? Not saying yours is wrong by any means,
Yeah,
because a lot of people
I
believe that
love
way.
it. I love the expansion.
Um, the North and South Node are actually the dragon's heads. That all are also represented by the Ouroboros, meaning that the head eating the tail of. So it is not to necessarily get rid of, but to acclimate into one.
Yeah, that's what the Pisces part is about for me. I don't have Pisces. I know I have a house, okay, but that is the mastery of, and no Scorpio, the mastery of the death and rebirth. But my Virgo, every Virgo that was in my life, my mom, my dad, my stepmother, my best friend, my ex-husband, my daughter, all of them has been an issue. So my rising says this is what I have to do to tame that. And that's what I'm doing. I am very disciplined. So that said,
What?
on Jenny Lane's live,
What?
she'd be taking it from A to Z. And I'm just trying to
Well,
talk
I'm
about
just trying to figure out what you're trying to get rid of.
Vlasic pickles.
Yeah, we were literally talking
Chips.
about the
I'm so
difference
confused, but
between,
okay.
like, it was a poll between cucumbers and pickles. Which do you prefer? But like in all of my lives, my sensuality, all of my sensuality, including the parts that Tina would like to not be spoken of, is a part of my spirituality.
Well, and I mean,
But that's
with
my
a
life.
rising, it makes sense. It's pure in the street.
Yeah, I had to suppress it for so long because of my profession, and now that I'm not in that profession, um, to be able to speak openly about something that is a very big part of my existence, I I I understand why people don't want to, because a lot of it was like forced in their face, very young,
That, and
myself
it's like
included.
a trauma thing.
But
Mhm.
yeah, myself included. But because it was forced in my face very young, I think that whether that's the reason why it's a part of my being or not doesn't really matter. It's something that when you're with the right person it is divine. And that's how I feel about it. No.
Hmm.
Not in a shallow, like,
Well,
this is
any
just
hooser,
pure
because we're
pleasure kind of
dancing
thing.
around a subject that Tina has literally said no thank you on. Let
Yes,
us
that's
just
that
And that's
move
that's what
along.
okay.
I
That
said
this is
from the
okay.
beginning.
This is enlightening to the thing. But when we get into actual, like, you know, the parts and all that, that's private. That's for people's private life. Do what you want, but you know, if you do it in public, you're gonna get arrested. So I mean, it's crazy. So the part about the pickles chips,
Have you ever had pickle potato chips?
yes, and I love them.
Me
But
too. But
let me
I
tell
OD
you,
on them though. I
the,
OD on them though.
I
the
Like,
actually
oh,
don't like pickles at all. I
at
like
all.
cucumbers and I like vinegar, but when you mix
Me
them, I'm
too.
not about it.
Okay,
you
I
do
said,
like sweet pickles though?
I know I don't like any. Like I don't.
Hmm.
It's the
Okay, so
only
you're in the
pickles I am willing
cucumber.
to eat or variants of is if chicken is marinated in it.
wow,
That's what
you're
happens at the
definitely funny.
Chick-fil-A.
Interesting.
That's the Chick-fil-A. But I don't know. I think it's the consistency
No
that
sweet
happens. Like
pickles.
I'd like the cucumber crisp crunch aspects, but whatever the vinegar does to it
Mm,
just it loses its. I'm not a fan.
changes
Yes.
the texture.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay.
Which is why you have to give Vlasic because they're snappy.
Yep. You got to get the
What's a
snappy kind.
Velacig?
It's a Vlasic pickle brand.
It's a
Yeah,
brand.
Velacig, not Velacig. I didn't realize it had a sausage variant.
Okay, I have to get a
It
little Russian.
does.
I have to get a little of my Russian out there.
You knew what it was. You knew what it
I
was.
did. I know. I was poking at T's pronunciation.
But if somebody wanted to go out and Google it, like, you know, they might have had a little trouble. Okay,
So,
I
so
can see
guys,
that.
let's get off the pickles, I guess. I'm
How about the
definitely.
chips? I'm trying to tell a story here.
I'm not going to share my spirit vegetable because that would be terrible. So let's move on.
Eggplant,
That would be
I'm a
fun.
eggplant.
tomato.
Get
It's
it lame.
eggplant. That's a fruit. Apparently,
That's my
according to
favorite.
So is
Nobody
every
Special.
other fucking vegetable.
I fucking
There are
after
no
that
such thing as
conversation, T Bear,
vegetables.
I realized that I really fucking love vegetables. Like I love them so much. Like
Me too.
I could just eat vegetables after that conversation. Yeah.
That was that inspiring, huh?
hmm
Damn. The avocado
hmm
does it for me.
I was like, I could live off of vegetables. If I had to
So
choose
good.
a food group, a spirit food group, it would be vegetables.
Potatoes.
Yep,
Protein.
potatoes are part of the vegetable group. We figured that out.
But
hmm
potatoes aren't a vegetable. They're a root.
They're a root vegetable,
Awesome.
apparently, according to the farmer. I don't know. I'm not a farmer.
Okay, one more time. So about those
Bye, Big
Vlasic
Chris.
pickle balls.
Bye, Big Chris. Are
Now,
they like cheese balls, but they taste like pickles?
that's right. And I had never seen them before until our conversation on your recess day.
Oh
And
snap!
so I took the picture of it because I knew I was getting ready to make the promotional video. So in the center of that timeline for the pictures, it's the shortest clip and it just pops it like that. And I was just going to see if anybody noticed it. So for the YouTube clip of the promotional, I put it as the cover, as the thumbnail. So it does exist.
I have a
Oh, I'm
pretty
gonna
keen
have to
eye
check
and I
that out.
missed it. I missed it. I'll have to watch it again.
Yep.
So for Luna and Triad, like they get that it went open back to open mic, right? Like, yo,
Oh yeah, they're good. They're
Yeah, sure. Or you're just talking about pickle.
just making sure, like you can
Okay.
be part of the convo too. Like,
Vlasic
you,
chips.
you know.
Good on you,
There's-
Pika. And
I
Robin,
learned
how are you?
I learned something interesting about worms yesterday.
Okay.
Ooh, yes.
Did you know that there were no like earthworms in North America before 1600? Like they
I
all
did
came
not
on
know that.
boats with colonists. Yeah, I had no idea either. I was doing research trying to
My
figure out like
intuition is
how old
saying
these.
unbelievable. My intuition is kicking up.
Was it a
I mean,
different kind of worm?
No, they're like the worms that you see like in the ground
I don't know. You
after
just
it rains. Like
specified
those
earthworm, so I
birds.
was curious.
Yeah, no, I mean,
No, I was just
I
curious
did
if it was
I
like
did a bunch more research because I couldn't believe it either. And there are like some worms that like little worms that were in like the Southwest and stuff, but like the worms that like cover the whole country now, like are all like introduced in the last couple hundred years, and like
From
it's
where?
like all they used to fill the bottoms of the ships coming over with dirt, and so they would just like have tons of dirt when they
From
arrived.
what
And
country? I mean,
oh, well, I mean, they've been all over Europe and Asia for thousands of years. But
come
but like
on.
the point I'm trying to make, like the reason I was like looking this up is because I'm like
This is
really interested in
fascinating.
earthworks, like earthworks here in the U.S. because they all say like Indians must have built these like a couple hundred years before like the settlers arrived, because like nothing like that lasts in Asia or in Europe, because the worms just tear it apart from the inside. But here in the U.S., like when they cut into these things, even now, like they're still like very stratified and everything, and they can see where the worms have kind of dug into them. But the
I'm
point is
All
definitely
that
I'm
gonna have
thinking
to look
about,
this up myself
all these
for
things could have
sure,
lasted
and then
for
I will
thousands and
report back
thousands of
to you
years.
because I love to
all I'm thinking
research.
about is the worms go in, the worms go out, play piccolo in your, and we're back to pickles. Shit.
I know.
Fucking pickles. That's very interesting. But I cannot fathom how North America did not have indigenous worms.
Well, it's
Yeah,
because
the way I'm kind
the
of thinking
glaciers
about it is when
came
if you
through
look at
and stuff
Pangea, like we were all one continent at one
Yeah,
fucking
but
point supposedly, and
1600,
so
like, so the worms came over on the Mayflower, like, for real,
that
like
was like
with
later
little
though.
like Protestant flags. I mean that's what
Well,
you're saying, Triad, right?
yeah, yeah.
Like they
It's
came over in the
essentially what it says.
1600s.
There were the big ice sheets during the last ice age that covered most of North America for almost
You're the
200,000
cute
years
little scientist guy,
until
aren't you?
Yeah, that was
until like
way before
10,000 years.
1600 though.
Like I learned all this like 2 days ago. It's okay. I'm just
I
saying, like
know,
No,
I
I'm
know,
more
I
saying
know.
like
No,
I
I'm
think
very
I've
after
seen you in like
after the
Placid's live
after
and stuff, and you were more on the sciencey side for a bit. That was all I was saying. I was like,
it's
I think you're like
well, it's
the
everything's
science
interconnected,
person.
I'm big on the science too. I grew up with
No, absolutely.
a science teacher for a father who turned into an astronomy professor, so I am
Well,
fascinated by science for
so do
sure.
you
I'm gonna
you
definitely
really
look it up.
think like there's no is there just no documentation about them being here before that? Or
I bet you
like
there's poems.
Now
I bet
the
you people wrote
geologists
poems
have done
about the
a lot
earthworms.
of research on this, and the ground is clearly like striated from all the sediments all through like huge areas of Canada and the U.S. Like the worms don't allow that to happen. Like in Europe and Asia, like the soil is
I wonder
completely
what other bugs weren't around then.
a lot. Yeah, there've been a lot of things
Like
introduced.
where'd the mosquitoes come
Lantern
from?
bugs.
I say war on
This came
that.
from hell.
Right? Fucking right.
They're just little beings
Like
trying to
wherever those
survive.
That's why
fuckers
they
came
suck the life
from.
out of you.
Anyway, I went out to Cahokia like 2 weeks ago and for my birthday and with my family, and like we
Happy
climbed up on the
birthday.
big mound, and like the whole like one whole side of it has like collapsed, and it's like it's weird because it's so long, and now it's just deteriorating. But yeah, it's the worms. I'm sure of it.
Hi, Robin. Hi.
Hi.
How's you?
I am fabulous. Thank you for asking. I'm getting ready to dye my hair.
What color?
So, see, I have these gray hairs that are coming in, and I'm not liking it. And I'm like, let's go ahead and just speed up this process so I'm gonna know what I look like with gray hair. And so that's what I'm That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it like a silvery grayish. Hold on, let me.
Yes, 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 yes.
Ooh.
I'm embracing my wisdom strands. I don't have the balls right now to go
Oh,
like full gray and do all that stuff to my hair, but
Ooh.
if I could go, yeah.
that's the color
See, I
of
wish
it.
you lived close, cause like I have all the stuff to dye my hair right now, and I just don't wanna.
Really?
I
It's
want to
like
be full gray
I have
naturally.
such thick
I'm
hair,
waiting.
bro. It takes
You do.
forever. Like
You do
it's
have a lot of hair.
it's
It's
just the
beautiful.
whole process. It is like I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my hair. It to do
It's a lot.
stuff to it. It's just a lot, and my like keeping my arms up for that long. Like I feel like I gotta pre-prep and like lift tiny
Yeah,
weights
lift
or some
weights.
shit just
Does
to
it
get to
take
that point.
forever to dry your hair?
Yes, I
Yeah.
literally have stopped trying to do this. I just shower at night and I let
Yep.
it dry throughout the
I feel that.
sleeping process.
Robin,
And
Yeah.
and it's never
excited to see the
fully
gray.
fucking dry.
I have a question,
Never fully
Keisha,
fucking dry.
because you got a
What?
lot of hair.
I
So
do.
I'm assuming one box is not enough.
No, I have to get two for whatever the fuck I'm doing.
If you want to do it right.
Yeah. Even
I used to
even
bleach my hair.
I
It took a
still have
lot.
to get 2 boxes to even put highlights in that motherfucker. Like that's how bad.
That's why I just let it all go natural, because it was like so time consuming and so money consuming. And then I'm like, I don't even know what my natural hair looks like anymore. And then I was like, oh, I like the fact that my hair looks like the color of tree bark. Let's go with this.
See, and I was like that. I stayed my blonde for I don't know, a couple of
Mm-hmm.
years. And then I was just like, fuck it, I'm putting all the colors in and now I'm like over it and I want to go back blonde. And so I'm like, yeah.
I
What
skipped
time
I
is
just
it
wanted,
where
like,
you are
I just
though?
wanted to see what my hair looked like. I wanted to see what happened to my hair just in its natural state. Like, was it stronger? Was it gonna break off? Like,
Are you
and I just
Central
let it
Time,
grow out.
Tina?
Yeah.
Okay.
While you're
Yo,
asking
we got 13-minute
13-minute
last
warning.
call.
Robbie
Last call.
Snow,
Last call. The lights
was
are
up
going
late
on,
last night
everybody.
too.
Cover your eyes.
So, if you guys want to, I got 2 of my new things that I'm gonna be doing, in my lives, in the next week or so. And I was gonna do a sneak peek live of them because, I was trying to get everybody to tap the screen earlier, and I was like, if we can get to 30K, I'll do a sneak peek live of my new stuff. And so, I was gonna go live in a little bit anyway. So,
That'll work. I'm
What
so
is
tired. This is
it?
my last
Bet.
weekend at work.
what?
Yay!
Yeah, my birthday's Monday. I had
Monday.
Alien 2 live tonight. All of y'all here, and I'm gonna really just smile. My last day at this job is tomorrow, but I really have been wanting to not work there no more. So
Get
Oh,
it.
I'm happy for you.
thank you.
Happy
I love
Yay!
y'all, and I'm gonna
birthday.
just listen to y'all right
Are you
now.
doing anything special for your birthday, Tina?
Yeah.
Driving to Louisiana.
Whoop!
And then you're gonna go to the quota.
No way. I'm going to love on my grandbabies.
Well, that's even
Yay!
better.
So
Yeah, even
Tina,
better.
are we
Yeah.
going to see you? Are we going to see you on Monday?
I don't know. It depends
Hopefully.
on if I stop at a hotel. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna just sleep out at the rest area in my car or if I'm gonna get a hotel. Because on the way
Get
down,
yourself a hotel.
I'm
It's your
thinking about it.
birthday.
I'm thinking about
So
it.
I don't know
So
if I want to wish you a happy birthday now or
Or motel.
Monday.
Monday.
I
Okay,
mean,
I'll
you
wait.
could
If
just
I
Yeah.
message
stop, I
her.
will. But I can listen in
Yeah.
my
Check
car
your
to the live.
WhatsApp on Monday,
Mm-hmm.
Like
please.
on the way down, I can turn on y'all and put it on my little thing on the dash. But I just can't comment or anything.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Robin, since she's
Okay,
wanting to go
Monday.
to bed, why don't you just start your live and we'll watch you dye your hair
Okay.
if you want.
Yeah, no,
I'll give
that's
you up for
cool.
that.
That's
We'll let
cool.
her go nighty night.
Yeah, then we can let Tina go sweet dreamed, so
Sweet
she's ready for work
22.
and then ready for her birthday. Yeah, yeah. and
Okay.
then we can get
And
a
try it.
full
I
peek.
wasn't saying that because you're like, oh, I'm like, oh, science. I'm like, I remembered you from Class of Five. That's why I was like, oh, you're the cute little science guy.
Fuck science.
Like, that was all.
No, it was awesome. I love
Yeah,
science.
I like science. I was actually hardcore, I want proof person once upon a time.
Trust but verify.
All right, well, Tina,
Something new every day. Yeah.
Exactly. And
yeah.
T-Bear, this was an absolutely awesome live. It was awesome to be able to like hear you talk in like long ass stretches. Like I wish sometimes in your lives that you gave yourself 10 minutes to talk on the topic too, because you matter as well.
Thank you for
Yeah.
repeating consistently what I have tried to scream at him a few fucking
Yeah,
times.
I'm just
Anyway.
amplifying it. I'm just
Pika has said
amplifying
it.
the Aries fire.
Pika has said it 13 times, I believe, and she stops at
At
13.
least.
Yeah.
I do.
I've definitely
No,
said
it's
this as well
appreciated.
before. It's an Aries thing
Maybe
for sure.
I'm convinced that Taurus men have to hear it from other Taurus men specifically to be able to hear things.
Mm,
I'm testing this
interesting.
theory going forward. I'm just gonna have Michael talk to some of my Tauresian friends and see.
Pika, do you think that it's just like a Taurus thing, irregardless of gender? Because I feel
I am
like
unsure.
Tauruses very much relate to Tauruses.
I am unsure. I feel like they
Let's test
will
that out.
hear
Who do
a
we know that's a
Taurus.
Taurus?
Well, T.
My
Women.
daughter's a Taurus moon. What are we asking?
Sun.
We got Angel down there, Taurus. All right. We
Oh,
got some
shit.
Taurus moons.
Oh,
I
you're looking
know.
for a sun. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, Robin's a Taurus moon.
My aunt, but there's no way she'd come on TikTok. She's such a fucking Taurus. Oh my god.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole vibe.
One of my like closest friends is a Taurus too. She's so
Although,
close.
for me, I feel like T does more of his Aquarian. But that's
I
just
feel
me.
like Tauruses also listen to Libras. Weirdly. I don't know why.
I have not tested that. But I am going to be testing. I know of 2 Taurus men that I'm going to use my Taurus man to speak at and see if it works.
Yeah, can you please report back your
I
data
will.
findings, please? Thank you.
Yes, I absolutely will. I enjoy field testing.
Yes, the human condition.
I'll be here for the book
I dig
report.
it.
But not a book
Absolutely.
report.
I would like a summary info with citations and sources. Thank you.
I'm just like totally loving watching Robin do her hair. I'm a weirdo. I like that shit.
Okay, so here we go.
Gorgeous.
If you're still awake and Tina needs to get some dream on.
We could field test it real quick. Hey, honey.
What are you trying to have me do?
It's like, no sleep for you.
Can you tell Alien T, if you can come closer, tell Alien T that he needs to start speaking for longer stretches in his own life. We're gonna see if it integrates.
Like having monologues, like TED Talks.
Like,
just
rather
like
than
everybody
just,
else
like-
has. Questions.
Like, he'll ask everyone questions and he doesn't actually talk for longer periods.
He doesn't
We want
create
him
the
to start
space
sharing his own viewpoints on
himself.
things more often. And so the theory, you know, he can't hear you, right? The theory
Damn it.
is that Tauresian men will listen to Tauresian men.
No, we'll
So-
understand, Teresa. I don't want to talk. I don't want to listen.
Damn it.
That's the point.
He
right
said
there.
That's
no.
the problem.
What?
He said,
He's like, I don't even want to talk to the Taurus to talk.
that's what he said. Mr. Pika said,
That's the-
Alien T is
that's
doing
the-
it perfectly. That's what he said.
That's the infallibility
Alien
of it.
T
The-
has taken what you have said to state that he is doing his job perfectly and needs to change nothing.
That
Pretty
sounds
much,
like a Taurus.
He said pretty
Oh
much
my
it.
god. Yeah. Okay, so that field test
That is,
has
yeah.
failed.
It wasn't
Well,
a
we
failure,
actually have
it
to
was
get
a
him to talk to
clarification.
it.
Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with
We gotta get it
failures. We
actually
learn
talked
from it.
to.
It's like, why
I mean,
do
she's talked to
Tauruses
Michael
not
before.
want to? Why do Tauruses not want to create their own space for their voice to be heard?
But they
That
do,
They're
All right,
just
listen.
not
silent.
for
That's
their
First of
voice.
all, misinformation. Hold on, everybody. I may not
Create your
talk.
space.
I may not talk 10 minutes at length consecutively. However, I do interact with every speaker, and that means I'm speaking probably a good 20 times minimum.
Which is beautiful. But why do you believe that you do not also deserve the reverence of 10 minutes to speak, to share your feelings on what the topic is as well?
All right, done. Monday's topic will be Ask an Alien. There you go.
Yeah!
I mean, yeah, he does have those lives.
I love those ones.
Horace,
Yeah.
Can I
Horace needs
request?
snack. So
That's
Alien T
true.
needs a lot of time on mute for his snacks. Thank you.
That's true. He does eat on his live,
Yeah, the
so
pickle
that is a
chips,
thing.
That is
the
not.
Valerian
That is
pickle
not
chips.
misinformation. Accurate.
Yes, that is. He does eat Oreos. I know for sure.
Oreos and cereal.
Hey
Anymore.
T,
Horseman is
when
eating snack.
will we be getting an Ask Mrs. Alien?
Mmm.
Okay, Pika. You know, I just spoke to her about that yesterday,
Yay!
and,
Yes.
and she said she'll think about it.
Right?
Hey, that's progress, baby.
Is Mrs. T listening
told
right
her,
now? Or
I think
she's-
we'll have about 200 people in the room if she was a special guest.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh
What
yeah.
is she? A
that's for
Sag?
sure.
She's a Sag.
Yep. Brutal
Yeah.
truth. I'm here for
Oh
it.
man, like I want to meet the woman behind the man.
How's her
because
eyes?
the woman
Is she
behind the
doing
man.
good?
Mm.
It actually went very well, Pika, and
Good.
got better vision than I do now, so it's all good.
Did she get cataract surgery?
That's unsurprising. So, Sag having better vision.
Okay. Yeah.
This is a joke. Yeah.
It was something that happened with a prescribed inhaler, which caused some side effects.
That's why I don't
shit.
take my inhalers no more.
Damn. But now she's good.
You know what?
And
You
she
know what
can
helped my
see crystal
asthma?
clear.
Smoking.
But
No, you
You just
laugh.
not
It freaking did. I used to have really bad asthma when I was younger, and I no longer have it.
you just cauterized your lungs.
Yeah, fucking
Interesting.
worked.
Yeah, it's what do they call that? When you fear
Rebellion?
Except their brain
something
goes overboard.
therapy,
It's all to quit.
immersion therapy. Yeah, you just gave yourself the
Vaccinated.
the extreme. Yes, thank you, Robin. Exposure. So you just gave yourself the extreme exposure, and then everything else was a little bit less. To each their own. Whatever works on your
Look
path.
how cute Robin is in her little space buns right now. Like, that's so cute.
I am so ready for the gray. I'm gonna be jealous because I want a
Part
full
of me
gray
make
mane.
like this is
My
like
gray
making
hairs are
me
falling
want to go
out.
do the thing.
Well,
Can you guys tell my wisdom strands to stay on top of my head?
Well, that's
Not
what I
fall out.
have. I would be bleaching it as well.
Yeah.
Just letting it
So
go.
Tina, you said you were leaving at 2:33.
Yeah, I like the number
And
Oh, we
that
got
would
2
be
minutes.
3:33
Oh,
on my
oh, my
time.
dyslexia.
Oh,
I wanted to
Yeah,
tell you.
333 is perfect. We got a minute.
perfect.
Anything you want to say in closure?
There's something I want to say to Jenny, Robin, and Pika. I'm trying to think. Does this work? Is there a north, south, east, west? Never mind.
Oh snap!
My
North,
name has
south,
my
east,
like
west.
stuff means north.
I want to be
so
south.
Call it
I want to be south. I call
I
south.
would be west.
Girl from the south side.
Oh, perfect. Oh, that's perfect. So, Pika, you're what?
north.
North? I'm south. Robin,
I'm West, and he's East.
West.
Oh,
Who's East?
AT.
T-Bear? Oh,
Yeah,
perfect.
because T rhymes with E, so
I'm
it's
north.
east.
I'm north.
But
Oh.
Bitch, I called it. You were too slow.
You're
Taurus
south.
too slow. Aries first. Literally, my name has north in it. Fuck off.
Oh, that explains a lot.
I will fight you. All right, Tina's gotta
Two
go. Love you.
Norths in the same
Bye.
territory.
Okay.
I'm driving this bus.
Okay, perfect.
Are you?
Thanks, Tina.
Ah, I love y'all. Alien TV.
I love you. 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 I love you.
And I love you. 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 I love you all. Thank you so much, and see y'all Monday, prayerfully.
Thanks,
yes.
guys, and thanks, T-Bear.
Yeah, this was great. Thank you for having me, and you're amazing. Let's get more Tina whenever we can.
Yes.
I would love to hear more Tina. And yeah, to everybody who came here in the comments and up on the panel, much love, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, everybody.
Sweet
Love
dreaming,
y'all.
sweet awakening, radical love.
That's right. God is love.